Good day, my people. Let's just have a little chat. You know, I've been bringing these messages from the Holy Scriptures. And I've been telling you for quite a while now that homosexuality, bestiality, abortion, and if you're raped and then sung an alarm and allow your rapists to go about and impose themselves on other people, that the Spirit of the Holy Most High God would leave you and devils and demons will possess you. I don't know how much of you have got the message. I don't know how much of you understand or understood what I have been trying to tell you over the past few years. But what I want you to come to realize now, let me bring some points for you to see that I'm not speaking foolishness. Why you have not been hearing these teachings in the churches is because it is not in the interest of the Caucasians community for you to know these things. Because the Caucasians are trying to ensure that every Israelite become a slave. Again, they want to rule this world in a sense of spiritual slavery where they controls. Because remember, they are the seeds of Lucifer. Lucifer gives them control over all of the dark forces. So when you become a slave and the demons inhabit you, or devils, whatever, they control you. One of the things that you have to realize, most of the people who went to their seminaries to learn to become pastors, somewhere along their training, they were induced into homosexuality. So they too are slaves. Why is this done? This is to ensure that those pastors does not deviate from the objective of the churches, from the objective of the Caucasian-led churches. So when they induce them into homosexuality, they are now slaves and they have to stick to the plan. Because I've told you before, the Most High have given them over to a reprobate mind. It does not mean that they becomes reprobates. It means that the people who the Most High now hand them over to are reprobates. And they will treat them with the utmost contempt and disrespect and inflict serious pain, torment, and agony upon them. People, that is why you have not been hearing these things from the pulpit in the church. That is why you have not been hearing these things on the street sides. Because even most of those street side preachers are put there as a diversion from the reality. Because they don't want you to know. They are also slaves. Controlled by white masters who don't want you to know the truth about the modern day enslavement. Let me give you a practical example. In the 1980s, CIA Director William Casey and NSC advisor Oliver North, two men in the United States Congress with big official office, started the Iran-Contra scandal. A part of that scandal that no one wants to speak about is that Oliver North and Casey would have used monies to buy crack cocaine from South America and bring them in to the United States, put them in the black communities, and have the black community all strung out on crack cocaine. Since I got to California, I've heard stories where people say when they were children, they were no adult male living in the communities. And if they were adult male, they were either strung out on coke. There was no one to teach the young men and the young women how to become strong, healthy men and women. That's why there's so much dysfunctional people here in California. What is more important is that somewhere about in 1985-86, they have an inquiry, Senate inquiry, where Casey and North acknowledge their involvement in purchasing crack cocaine from Central America, bringing them into the United States, and filtering it in the black community. They claim to say in California, but you know, criminals always accept or admit to the lesser of their crimes. However, today you come to California, there are millions of dysfunctional people walking about the streets of California, black men and women. All of them are the damages from the federal government putting crack cocaine in the black community. I have a friend by the name of Jade. I won't call her last name. Her mother and father were strung out on drugs. She was abandoned by her parents. Her grandparent managed to take her in. What would have happened to that kid? She had been abused and misused as growing up because she had no one to protect her. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of stories like this in the black community in the United States, especially in California. You want to tell me, in Los Angeles, California, there's a Black Lawyers Association. In Los Angeles, California, there's a Black Female Lawyers Association. In California, there's a Black Lawyers Association. You want to tell me, since there is evidence in the Senate record that Casey and Oliver North broke the law in their official capacity in acting on behalf of the federal government, why have there not been a lawsuit brought on behalf of the people, on behalf of the victim, those are direct and indirect, the children and grandchildren of those people, so that they can get something, so that they can be reparated for the injuries that they suffer. Injuries that they will never recover from. Why haven't any of the Black Lawyers Association did anything? I want to tell you why? Because they are all slaves. They are only figureheads. They have no power. Another thing that I want you to know, when these people go to law school, they induce them into homosexuality to ensure that they are slaves, so that they would always toe the line and ensure that white evil against the black community go unpunished. So no matter you see them walking about with their briefcases and their suits and their ties, they are all slaves, have to play to the music that was given to them by their white masters. No matter how much president they are of the Los Angeles Black Lawyer Association, no matter who is president of the Los Angeles Black Female Lawyers Association, no matter who is the president of the California Black Lawyers Association, all of them are slaves. They cannot go outside of the bungs and start a noise or they will be punished. Let me tell you something. Do you think that there isn't a black law firm who like to collect a good payday by bringing a class action suit against the federal government to seek damages on behalf of all those people who become addicted to crack cocaine because of what Oliver North and William Casey did. They will like the payday, but they can't accept it. They can't file a case because they are all slaves. They all have masters who tells them what to do, when to do, and how to do it. They will not accept this. Okay, they say we can't get reparation for slavery because slavery was so long ago, almost 200 years ago. They destroyed Black Wall Street. They say you can't get reparation for Black Wall Street. That was about 100 years ago. In 1987, Ronald Reagan went on national television and apologized to the United States for the actions of William Casey and Oliver North after what came out in the Senate hearing. People, so the question we have to ask, why is it none of these black law firms, why is it none of these black law association in California, Los Angeles, male and female, why can't they pool the resource? Why can't they pool the resources and go in pursuit of justice for the people that look like them, the people that support their practices? Why? They are all slaves. They all have masters. Let me bring another thing to your attention. 4 years ago, the County of Los Angeles Metro System signed a contract between the Los Angeles Police Department for them to police the subway stations, especially those in the Los Angeles city area. The rule of jurisdiction says city official does not have law enforcement jurisdiction over any county property. Plain and simple. I did video of this and I show you how I backed down those police officers who came to me earlier this week. But for the past 4 years, the Los Angeles Police Department has been operating unlawfully in a law enforcement capacity in the subway stations within the Los Angeles city limits. This is county property. They have no authority. Do you think that the Los Angeles Black Lawyers Association, do you think the Los Angeles Black Female Lawyers Association, do you think they are going to raise some hell and get all of those convictions overturned for people who would have been arrested? Do you think they would raise some hell to bring a class action lawsuit against the Metro Rail Station and the LAPD Police Department for violating the rights of African Americans? They would never do that because they are all slaves. They all have masters. They are all under control. Let me tell you something here. No matter what atrocity is imposed upon the black community in the United States, no matter how much black lawyers associations they have, whether female or male, whether state, county, city, and they have them, they cannot stand up on behalf of the people unless they are instructed to stand up on behalf of the people. People, listen to me. Isn't it strange that just a few years after Johnny Cochran ensured that the juice was set free from the murder, the double murder, he died? Isn't it strange? Why? Why didn't he live to glory in his fame of getting O.J. Simpson off? Because Johnny Cochran went beyond that which he was allowed to go. He was not given the instruction to ensure that O.J. Simpson get off. But he wanted to prove that he was one of the best lawyers that they have. He went into the court and he went against the instructions that was given to him by his masters. And as a result, he got O.J. Simpson off. O.J. Simpson was acquitted of murder. But Johnny Cochran soon died. Why? Because the people that controls, the demon that controlled Johnny Cochran, had him killed by those demons. People, listen to your news. See if you would ever hear a black law firm or a black national lawyers organization will ever try to get any benefits for all those people who Ronald Reagan, William Casey, and Oliver North destroy, and their children who are now walking about the streets homeless, dysfunctional, homosexuals on their way to hell. Let's see if you'd ever hear of a class action suit filed against the citizen, filed on behalf of the citizens of Los Angeles, the black citizens of Los Angeles County, against the LAPD department, the Los Angeles Police Department, or against the Los Angeles Metro Rail for violating the rights of black people. You'll never hear it, because they are all slaves under the control of their white masters. That is why the white community does everything in their power and get away with it. That is why they don't like to hear me speak. Because when I speak truth to the power. Nobody can stop me from speaking. I don't need to be their friends. I don't want their women. I don't want their money, and I don't want their fame. That is what most of the black community here wants. They want to be the friends of the Caucasians. They want to be with the women of the Caucasians. They want the money of the Caucasians, and they want the fame that the Caucasians can give them. I don't want that. My people, I just thought I will do this live video here. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.